YouTube. Just got a video here for my boat, RC boat. Video's mainly just about how I built this boat. I didn't start with this boat. I had the Traxxas Blast. I had the Traxxas Blast hull right here, and I didn't really like it. Everybody who has a Traxxas Blast, it's a great starting boat for people who don't really want to go fast. I mean, I've seen a couple of videos out there that the Traxxas Blast can go a little bit, like maybe 40 or something like that, maybe 30 maximally or something like that. But it's not really good when you have brushless system in there because it torque rolls. It could flip upside down if I wanted it to. That's a big issue when you're out in the middle of the pond and you have absolutely nothing to get it with. So what I did was I took all the electronics out of here after trying brushless system. I took all the electronics out and threw it in this other boat right there, and it works much better. But stay in the subject I was on. This front of it when I started with it, it was absolutely fine. It had no problems, and the motor just kept breaking. So I just left it be for like a year, and I never touched it. So once I was done with that, once I actually got back to it, I mean, it just didn't work out. So I took everything out of it, well, everything but the electronics for servos, and I built a gas-powered engine and put it. Oh, I didn't build it. I built a mount for it, and I mounted it in here. And it used to run before I put it in, but I could not figure out how to get it to run. So it just was a complete waste of time. And back to the front here, I had a ratchet type set come through here to start it from this side because it didn't start from that side, and the shaft it all worked, but the motor didn't work. So I junked that and got rid of it. Got this boat here now. If you can see, I got two Traxxas items in there. So I got my Millennium system right there with a fan on it. It says Integy on it, and I put a little clear, like, covering type thing. It just sucks more air when it has that there. So that's that. I had water cooling on it, but I just got two fans on it now. I just threw heatsink, Integy heatsink and fan there too. But the water cooling system was here. You can see there's two tape things right here. I super glued around the edges so it doesn't really get wet on the inside from these guys. So it worked out great. But what happened was I built two copper pipes and angled them out so the water would go to them. But it took me down like, I want to say 10-15 miles per hour. It just made massive drag. So I took them out of there and I just said, hell with it, I'll store a heatsink and a couple of fans on there. And it works great for like a half hour. And that's as long as my battery lasts anyway, so I mean, it's not a big deal. So also you probably noticed I have two servos here. Yep, I put two servos in even though it only needs one. Right here you can see it only needs one right here. But I got two because there's a massive amount of play here. You can just mess with it. That's how bad it is. With two servos, it gets rid of that play. When you gas a brushless system, it has all that torque. So it just not only does it want to torque roll it to the left or anything, it turns itself. So I can't do anything about it, even trimming it left or right. So two servos really does the job, fixes it. Hot glued them in there. It actually works. I was surprised. I thought I was gonna have to make them out. And I have my 2.4 gigahertz system, Spectrum, the good stuff, right here. It's DX2E. It's all I need, just motor and servo. If you're wondering why I have two servos for a 2-channel receiver, I just wired it. I had both servos into one wire and just connected it into the one port. That's how I did that. Um, I have the original U-joint type things. I don't know if that's what they're called. I have them as close as possible. They're original U-joints. Um, and they seem to be fine. If you ram them together as far as you can and pull the shaft a little bit that way, then you're all set. The only problem I've ever had with it was vibrations. It's a straight shaft, so any type of vibrations can rob you of everything. So I think I'm going to go to a flex shaft, pull the motor up front a little bit more, pull the ESC back to even it out, obviously, and keep it where it is on plane, but flex shaft it and see what happens. Um, Lost myself here. Can't see myself. Yeah, there we go. And so besides that, it's all set. The only thing I have been adjusting a lot was how far back the prop is. It's about 4 to 5 inches far back from the end of it. I don't know what that does, but every time I pushed it back farther and angled it down a little bit more, it just went faster. So I did that. It works out. It goes about 45, maybe 40, 45. All that's fine. I think I like the system I have. I haven't spent so much money on it before, so all that's fine. But the only problem I'm having right now, the only one problem I'm having is my propellers. I chew them up like they're nothing. I've bought like 12 propellers in the last 6 months. It's pretty insane. Um, Actually, 12 propellers in the last like 4 months, 5 months. So I had to buy new washers even because I burned them out. But if anybody has a suggestion for a new prop or bigger prop, anything but like anything that anything bigger but does not hit this little part, you can see it, this little part right here. Anything but bigger but doesn't hit that. I mean, I could cut it out, but I don't think I want to. So anything bigger would help me out here. I just make it go faster. I know more pitch is better, but a 3 blade, I've heard good things and bad things about 3 blade props. Heard that if you don't have the right setup or I don't know, pitch for the boat, or I don't even know what it would be. Um, so if you don't have the right stuff, it can really ruin it. So I think I'm just gonna buy the shaft and everything for a regular blast. If you want to throw a metal blade on there, the only problem is copper beryllium can kill you if you want to make it nice and sharpened and balanced. And knowing I'm fighting vibrations, I don't even have the tools to do that. So it would probably kill me. So what I have to do is get it made, but I don't have the money for that. So I think I'm just gonna buy I forget what it's called. It's like aluminum or something like that. Get an aluminum one. Hopefully it'll fit. I don't know what will fit. Anybody's got suggestions? Maybe a bigger plastic prop will be fine. I could care less as long as it goes faster. Um, Besides that, the hull, right? Originally, this was not my boat. My dad gave it to me. The hull was, I have a cover here for you, was just a regular, like, $100 boat that you buy from a place at the mall. It would have 2 engines, one on the side, one on the side, and it'd be 380 size, and the ESC would be all the way up front here, and it would do like 15 miles per hour. It had props were even bigger than this one, but it just didn't go fast at all. I didn't want that hull, so I threw it right in there. Works out. No planing issues. Also, I got the steps here. You noticed when I had it flipped upside down, I got a step here for like trolling, no wake zone, I call it. That's just what I do. 1/4 throttle, and then this is completely 1/4 and up. Goes pretty fast. Works out. I think I'm gonna put a couple of lights in it, and the new prop whenever I figure that one out. Maybe the flex shaft. Besides that, there's my Millennium system in a random hole. I don't even know what it's called. Superlative, I think. It's right there. Put it around for it. I think that's what it is. So, yeah. Superlative. Well, that's what it is. I think. But that's pretty much it. I built it all myself. Remember how I it's like 5 inches back to make it, because on the blast it's like 2 inches, 3 inches. I cut some of this plastic piece right there at the end, cut it off, and pushed it farther out and zip tied it closer to the last piece so I could lose vibration that I had from it, and pushed it as close far back as I could to get as far as I could out. And literally this part right here that screws in is as far back as it can get. So I couldn't really go any more farther back. I know that bringing it farther back creates more thrust, but that's not really a big problem right now. It's just speed I want. I also have a little, and you're wondering why I have a little random piece of foam right there. It's just because if I put it there, it gets rid of all the vibrations. But angling up for some reason fixes the vibrations. I accidentally, when I had the gas motor, I don't know if you can see, I can pop this off. I got rid of this plastic plate. It went up and around so it would fit perfectly, but got rid of it because it wouldn't work with the gas engine I was hoping would work with it, but it didn't. So ruined myself there. I might have to get a new one and cut it again. Besides that, it works out great. The battery sits up front here. These hold it in. These are not even working lights. I just put them there for some reason. Probably a stupid idea. Just weight reduction. I'll get rid of it. There's a stand that came with it, surprisingly, for how cheap it was. The battery I have for it, get it out of here. The battery I have for it is a 25C 5000 milliamp traxxas battery. I have a crappy charger that just charges through here. I want the one that charges through here and monitors it from there. So it's a little expanded. I put a balloon on it because I think it might have got wet. That's how it expanded. It hasn't expanded anymore after I've used it, so I might have to get a new one, a new charger. That's already a lot of money right there. So there it is. My traxxas blast conversion to superlative. There you go.